Hey family, welcome to Conversations with the Oracle. This is the Pillow Talk edition. When you first met this person, you thought this was your soulmate. You felt a tie, a bond, and a connection with this person like no other. You shared a lot of laughs. You shared a lot of warm and tender moments. You had a connection that felt like it was otherworldly. And when you were with this person, it felt like time stopped. But you quickly came to see that the person that you were falling in love with had a lot of different layers to them. What do I mean by this? Their rage was just as fiery as their passion. You could have a night of passion or a moment of passion with this person, and within minutes after, this person would get upset about a little of nothing. It didn't take much for you to trigger this person. You could not agree with something that they said, and they felt like you were threatening them. They felt threatened by the things that you said. You quickly learned that you were dealing with a demon in a hoodie or a demon in a suit. Because for as charismatic as they were also chaotic. And for as loving as they were also toxic. And for as calm as they could be, talented as they were also emotionally bankrupt. And this person, their heart was dark. They would show love, care, concern, and even affection for people that were just associates, friends, but for the person that they call their baby, their boo, their lover, their wifey, their hubby, you always received the backlash. You always received the ass end of the attitude. If somebody else made them mad, they took it out on you. But they wanted to look good in the public eye. They wanted people to think that they had their shit together. They wanted people to believe that they were the good girl or the good guy, that they were the person that could be trusted, that they were the helper. They were always helping people. But when it came to you, at home, you got the bare minimum. If you fixed dinner, you either fixed it too late or it wasn't what they wanted to eat. If you came home tired from work and you'd had a bad day, they told you to suck it up. Or why are you always in a bad mood when you come home? And it was not that you were in a bad mood. You would just be tired, frustrated, aggravated. You just wanted to unwind, decompress. But this person felt like you were taking your anger and your frustrations out on them because you might have been silent, or you might have just wanted to go soak in the tub. If you stayed in the tub too long, they wanted to know why you were there. If you weren't just right under them, their separation anxiety was so deep that you couldn't even be in the same house with this person. Without being right next to them in the same room. But at the same time, if you're in the same room with them for too long and you're right up under them, then you're smothering them and they need their space. But then you give them their space and you're acting funny. This person was trying to mirror you back to you. But this person was not able to keep their mask on for long periods at a time. So every now and then they would expose the true them. They would show you their wickedness. They would show you their lack of care, their lack of concern. They would breadcrumb you. Maybe if you guys only had enough money for a meal to share, they would still take some of that money and give it to or buy something for somebody else, have something for themselves, and leave you without nothing. And when you say something about it, they get offended. But if you were to do the same thing, or talk about sharing something with somebody or offering a family member something, they would be very, very quick to let you know and put you in your place that they come first. But yet and still, they never put you first. This is somebody that didn't mind disrespecting you in front of people. For the passionate moments, you would be baby, but in the fits of rage, they didn't mind calling you all types of expletives and using profanity and calling you out of your name, talking under your clothes in front of strangers, as well as their friends. They wanted themselves to look like they were bigger than the program. They would take the opportunity when they had an audience to belittle you, even betray you in your face, as if you didn't understand or didn't have sense enough to realize what they were doing. That's because you were dealing with a demon. This is somebody that would engage in intimate relations with you and call you somebody else's name. And the only thing they would say is, I apologize. Knowing damn well they didn't mean it, family. They didn't care about how you felt. They didn't care about how they made you feel not loved, not seen, not heard, not appreciated. They would make remarks about your looks. They would compare you to other people that weren't even of your caliber. They couldn't even hold you a light to see by. They would make it a point to compare you to their exes, knowing full well that those people weren't on your level, could never level up or measure up to who you were, how you rock. That's because this demon was trying to take your light. This demon wanted you to feel less than. This demon wanted you to feel like they were a prize. Whether it was a man and you were a woman, or this was a woman and you were a man, they wanted to feel like they were a prize. They were a pillow princess. They would make inside jokes with their friends and their family that only they knew the hidden meaning. And they would pretend to laugh with you, but they were really laughing at you. If you ever said anything about it, then they would ask you, why are you so insecure? What is your problem? They would look at other people and be like, what is wrong with him? Or what is wrong with her? You know, this is just who I am. This is just what I do. This is how I get down. But really, you were dealing with a child in an adult's body. You were dealing with somebody that was insecure about everything about themselves. You were dealing with a hollow shell of a person. If you said something that hurt their feelings, you may look around and see that their pupils were enlarged, turned black. Those are narcissistic injury eyes. The telltale signs that you were dealing with a demon in a hoodie. This is somebody that had no boundaries. They would talk to other men and other women in your face. They would flirt with other men and other women in your face. And then they would say that they would make derogatory remarks about you. And if you express your distaste or your displeasure or your disdain for this, they would tell you that you were too sensitive. You were taking things too far, that you could never take a joke, but you knew, and it's true, they weren't joking. But this is the gaslighting. See, gaslighting is a form of spell casting. Then they would breadcrumb you. They would give you just enough to keep you holding on, but they would take all of your energy and they would go and spread it out, sleeping with their friends, sleeping with their exes, sleeping with strangers, in your face, in your house, in your bed. And they thought it was funny until you walked away. And somebody found out that it ain't no fun, baby, when the rabbit got the gun. See, the demon got played at their own game. They wanted to infect you with their low vibrational, toxic, incubus and succubus spirits, but you were smarter than the program. That's what got you here. Was it an easy journey? No, it was not. It was not an easy journey because you're dealing with somebody that has never been true to self, has never been true to anyone, that has never taken accountability for all of the pain, all of the hurt, all of the lies, all of the betrayal. They have never taken accountability for any of their actions. And anytime you try to hold them accountable, they would go in defense mode. And their defense mode, they would go become angry. They would start arguments for no reason at all. This is when they wanted to get away and go and play. So they would make up something with you in order to create an argument or a disagreement. That way they could have a reason to ghost you. Because they're saying that you don't understand them. Nobody understands them. You were dealing with a demon in a hoodie. Or you were dealing with a demon in a three-piece suit. Or you were dealing with a demon in a dress. Somebody that would give themselves to anybody on a whim. Somebody that had some affections for all types of people that you would look at them and be like, why would you even lower your standards? Because they didn't have any. There was nothing to lower. They accuse you of being stuck up, being, I don't know what you say. They would call you bougie. Like you were thinking that you were too good because you had morals, because you had standards, because you had boundaries, because you honored yourself and others, because you respected yourself and others, because you were loyal. See, the demonic lover that you had commanded loyalty, but they never gave it. This is somebody that was never faithful to you. How do I know? Because I've been there. I've experienced it. But I want to tell you, wherever you are on your journey, when you get to the point where self-love, peace within, and peace of mind are your top priority, you'll never let anybody play with you. You won't entertain a demon. You won't consider going back because you'll understand that as a child of the light, it is total and utter disrespect to yourself to stay in a connection with somebody that is polar opposite of you when it comes down to light and dark, when it comes down to right and wrong, when it comes down to love and hate, because this person loved to hate you, hated to love you. They did love you, but they didn't love themselves, so they didn't love you correctly because they didn't love self correctly. They didn't honor self. This is somebody that would fragment themselves, sleep with anything, anybody, trashy people, nasty people, and then they want to come back and lay with you. And if you act like you didn't want them to touch you, they had a problem with you. They become offended by it. Why? Because you wouldn't do the same things that they did, and they felt like you were better than them, but actually, in a sense, you were. You were better because you didn't do just anything with anybody. Love is something that is sacred to you. Love is something that is honorable to you. Love is something that you don't just give to anybody. And when you love somebody, you don't cross that boundary or that threshold of going out and sleeping with any and everybody at your leisure, because that's what you want to do and that's what you're used to doing. But I want to leave you with this, family. You teach people how to treat you by the things that you refuse to allow in your life. When you love you, you'll pull back from mess. When you love you, you'll pull back from petty people. When you love you, you'll pull back from selfish people. When you love you, you'll pull back from demonic people. You will not allow a demon to stay in your life. I don't care how you loved this person. You cannot love someone that does not want to be loved. You cannot keep somebody that does not want to be kept. And you cannot save somebody that does not want to be saved. You cannot walk with somebody except they agree to walk with you and to meet you on the level that you're on and where you're trying to go. They're trying to work to get there too as well. You can't force anybody to grow. But the bottom line is, you can't change a demon. A demon is a soulless being. A demon is an entity. A demon is somebody that wants to destroy your light, wants to diminish your peace, wants to bring you all the way down to hell where they are. They don't want to see you happy because they're not happy. They don't want you to feel loved because they don't know what love is. They want you to be broken because they're broken. They want you to be hurt because they're hurt. And as you know, the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. And broken people will break people. But hurt people that heal, they heal people. That's why I'm here. Yeah, I read the cards. But I see a hell of a lot without ever picking the deck up. Because I'm a seer, I'm a healer. And it took what I went through to get me where I am. And the benefits and the rewards on this side of that hurt, on this side of that pain, on this side of that betrayal, on this side of cutting a demonic, narcissistic energy out of your life, choosing you, choosing your path, choosing your journey, choosing your light, choosing your healing. Coca-Cola's slogan used to be, ain't nothing like the real thing. Baby, once you get a taste of self-love, true peace, Because as long as you entertain them, you're betraying and being disloyal to self. And you have to ask yourself a question. If there's nothing that a person holds sacred, baby, at what price will they sell their soul? This is Conversations with the Oracle, Pillow Talk Edition. Come on over to the school. I'm going to do Oracle commentary reviews. You got a video you want me to review and do a commentary on it? Drop it, and I'll do it. I'm going to break down archetypes in my book, Bully Naked, so you know just who you're dealing with. So they won't be able to lie, twist the narrative anymore. We're going to talk about the demonic trauma bonds, codependency, and the link between the ex, you, the third party, and your healing. The past life connections, why people didn't heal, why they brought karma from the last incarnation to get right and they still chose not to get right. We're going to talk about a lot of things. While they say makeup and tarot and jewelry and hair dye are demonic and witchcraft, but not your iPhone, not your GPS. Come on over there, let's talk about it. The link is in the description box. Also, my New Year's Healing and Tarot combo special, $55. It goes to $188 February the 1st. I still have slots. I'm booking for the week of January 19th. Text to book. The description, in the description box, will be the instructions. I love you guys. Keep going, keep growing. Remember, we are Divine Truth Oracle. We do not chase dreams. We move timelines, baby. I love you guys. Bye.